Alright, my name's Steph. On the stack, I got this Hakbal deck tech. Hakbal of the Surging Souls. He started off as a precon, now he's here.
I hate this deck. I hate it so much.
So, to start off, I'm going to start off with my interaction. This is the majority of it. And anybody that plays against me knows I love playing with interaction. I love telling people, no, you can't do this. Or, oh, sure, go ahead, but it's only going to last a turn or something like that.
Are you sure you weren't a dominatrix in another life? Just telling people no.
I might have been. I'm not sure yet. Still discovering myself. So this is my interaction. I think I run about 21 pieces of interaction. Then Force of Vigor, Mana Drain, Misdirection, Fierce Guardianship, Tail's End, Force Negation, Trick Bind, Pact Negation.
So before you go too far, I do want to say Trick Bind and another one towards the end of this pile here are just absolutely devastating techs to run. And they are definitely worth their weight in gold to run.
Pact Negation, offer you can't refuse. I know it gives your opponent 2 treasures, but sometimes it's worth it.
I mean, being a 1-drop, it helps.
I love Cyclonic Rift in this deck because once I build my board, I just say, okay, return everything else, and I'm going to swing out for game. Besage You, great piece of interaction. Flush the Storm mechanic. I mean, you just get multiple copies on the stack and just counter whatever they're trying to throw at you. Force of Will, I always love free counter spells. Swan Song, Mindbreak Trap. It's not really a counter spell, it's just exile all spells on the stack. Otawara, love it because it's a channel ability that you can just send something back to their hand, like Gravedigger's Cage or something that is like devastating your board from being able to pop off. One of my favorite cards right now, Tishana's Tiebinder. I've actually played it enough against people that they started putting it in their decks.
And this is the other card I was talking about. This card has been absolutely phenomenal when they released it.
So then I got my card draw. One of the most important things in a deck to me is card draw, being able to draw into your pieces. So everybody knows Ristic Study, Mystic Remora. Turn 1 Mystic Remora I'll almost always keep. The One Ring. Some people might not know about are like Cold-Eyed Selkie.
Definitely an underrated card in this deck.
Yeah, but with Hakbal, I mean, you put the +1s on it, and then you can, instead of drawing 1 card, you can draw 3, 4, 5 cards. Danny Pink with Hakbal. Every creature that gets.
Can we talk about Danny Pink because he is a newer card out of the Doctor Who?
Yeah, so he has Mentor, and creatures I control have whenever 1 or more counters are put onto this creature for the first time this turn, draw a card. So with Hakbal, if you have 5 creatures out and they each get a +1 from his Explore trigger, you get to draw 5 cards. That doesn't include the draw from him. Bred for the Hunt, whenever one of my creatures with a +1 on it attacks, deals damage, I draw a card.
Where do you want to go?
Now I'm going to go on to my extra turns. Nexus of Fate, you cast it, take an extra turn, shuffle it in. Wanderwand Prophet. It's a really good card, especially when you get a ton of the 1/1 tokens. So you just play it, you sack 1 to champion it, and as long as you can hit, you have Island Walk or something, you can hit, you just take over the game.
Can I ask, why do you play extra turn spells in this deck? I guess I get the Mermaid, Merfolk, because it's on theme, but why Nexus?
Nexus of Fate, because sometimes you just want to get as many +1/+1 counters on, and you know, the more turns the better, pretty much. And it shuffles in, so you can take extra turns, even if it's countered. It just goes back to your deck, shuffles in, and you have a chance to redraw it again. For me, those are the only 2 extra turn things I will run. I have my Sea Hunter, which is a 3 and a tap, search for any merfolk, put it on the battlefield. I usually go...
On-theme tutor.
Huh?
On-theme tutor.
Yeah. So I like this because it gets me like my combo piece merfolk. Kiora's Follower, Forensic Researcher, Low Mage Mentor, stuff like that. Hardened Scales, I mean, that's self-explanatory. Everybody's gonna play harder scales when you're doing +1 counters. We're gonna go down here to the combo pieces. So we got Intruder Alarm with Wall Mage. As long as you have 7 Merfolk out to tap and counter a creature, you're gonna have infinite counters. Same thing with this one right here. So if you have infinite 1/1s, you essentially have infinite counter target non-creature spells. And then another.
So you're essentially tapping dudes to make dudes that come to play, trigger the Intruder Alarm, which then untap these guys to tap to make another dude, and then you can just keep sacrificing them to counter people's stuff.
Yeah, and then every time you counter something with this, you get another 1/1. So it helps. And then there's the Intruder Alarm combo with either Kiara's Follower and Forensic Researcher, which will make infinite 1/1s. They don't have haste. However, if you're doing, say, Kiara's Follower with these two, and you tap it, and you have World Tree out, you tap this to make the mana, untap it, gaining 2 life and 2 mana. And then you can just, once you tap, that 1/1 comes in from the deep root, untaps. You tap that again for the green and 2 life, tap this to untap it. So you get essentially infinite green mana, infinite life.
And this is also requiring you have the Intruder Alarm out.
Yes. However, without the Intruder Alarm, you could take the Intruder Alarm out of the package, and all 4 of these can help you go for infinite 1/1s.
And it's these 3 plus the deep root, right?
So you can
this guy's not part of this, right?
so you to start off, you start with these 2. You'll tap this to untap something else. You'll get a 1/1. You tap this to untap this and get a 1/1. Tap this to get this untap and make a 1/1. You should make infinite 1/1s there. However, you can also do.
Where does this guy fit into that?
Okay, so I'm gonna explain this. So with this guy, you can tap. This is with the Intruder Alarm combo, though.
So this needs Intruder Alarm. So this itself is infinite dude bros,
Yes.
and then having Intruder Alarm opens up the rest of this.
So you need Intruder Alarm in this guy to also make infinite 1/1s, but you have to have 3 Merfolk to order to tap to draw a card. This is essentially draw your whole deck. Now, when you do the infinite combo to make infinite life, infinite mana with this, you have a few outlets here. You can walk in Ballista and just ping the table. However, I like to try to put walk in Ballista in the graveyard with Agatha's on the field, and then I'll tap it. I'll exile the Walking Ballista, so every 1/1 on each of my 1/1s and my creatures.
All of your creatures with 1/1 counters
Yeah.
become Walking Ballistas.
And then I just ping the board anyways.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, so I also run copiers. Like, this is my Hakbal. Nikachu actually signed it.
It's a very pretty Hakbal.
So you play Roaming
Thank you, Nikachu.
Throne, and you name Merfolk. So every time you explore with Hakbal, you do it twice. And then whenever you draw with Hakbal from that attack trigger, you draw a second card.
Keep in mind, this is every Merfolk that explores.
Yes.
So, I mean, she's saying Hakbal specifically, but every Merfolk, because now this is a Merfolk, and Hakbal gives every Merfolk Explorer, all Merfolks are going to double their Explorer triggers.
Now, with this, if I'm correct, so...
No, you're Merfolk, you're never correct.
So, with Deep Root out, with this, I can tap to untap another permanent. I will get the effect again, being able to untap this.
Now, let's read it. What does this say? If a triggered ability. That is not a triggered ability. That is an activated ability.
Okay, so I don't get it with that.
This is important to read.
Yeah, there's just so many things to do with this though. Like it's a really good deck. I tried to make this
Phantasmal Images and Sakashimas. So can I ask why you're running the old school Phantasmal Image over the newly everybody's got a hard-on for
The flesh duplicate?
flesh duplicates.
I don't like the fact that flesh duplicate only lasts for 3 turns. In this deck, I mean, in a faster deck, yeah, 3 turns is great. However, you have to actually build a board state with this deck, and it's not you can't win turn 3, turn 4 with this deck. Like, this is I'm here for the long run. I'm going to try to stop you while I'm building my board and swing out. If I can't swing out, my next best option is to try to do the walk-in ballista route.
So one thing I do want to mention about this argument with flesh duplicate and phantasmal image, because I understand it dies when it's targeted and all that. Just my personal opinion, Steph doesn't have to agree, nor do I expect anybody else to. But sometimes having to pay that double blue pip when you're trying to hold a protection, interaction, whatever, really hurts, and it can even sometimes cost you a game.
So I took this deck to the Time Twister event.
Wait, we went to a tournament in Amsterdam, New York.
Yeah, and I took this deck, been playing it for I think I was playing it for 2-3 weeks, and I was like, I'm gonna take it there, and I tried it out. I was playing against, Blue Farm, Mad Farm, Nagila. I was playing all kinds of CDH decks, and my first game, I had a lot of people at the table looking and seeing what the heck was going on, because I was just overwhelming the board. And I made the mistake of telling my buddy John, I said, hey, if you don't win on your turn, I'm taking this game. And so I kind of forced him into going for win, and which he got it. But seeing everybody just group around the table to be like, whoa, what the heck is going on? It was pretty cool. I went 0-3, I think, but I think the deck made an impact.
One thing I do want to commend you on, and I wish you stuck with this deck for CEDH. You didn't win any games at the event, which is unfortunate, but all of your losses were really good losses, with you being the one of 2 players left in every single pod. And I mean, you were against meta decks, so I do want to commend you on that. You beat the pants off of other meta competitive decks with just the raw strength of a really good Hakbal deck and a really good player behind it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say it, Brewer's choice. You go in there, you got Brewer's advantage. You take a deck in there that not everybody's playing, and they have to figure out what is going on, what your deck does, how you win. So I let the whole table play. I let everybody use their counter spells. I held my own up just to try to protect myself from winning. If somebody tried to go for win and nobody else had any interaction, then I would step in to keep it going. It's a really great deck. It's one of my favorite decks. John, he kind of got me into playing green. I never liked green. I was more of a Demir person or a Grixis. Those were my favorite colors to play. But I kind of...
Green is beautiful, baby.
I like the aggro aspect of it, like being able to go the long run and you're just trying to swing out for game.
Battlecruiser. Everybody loves Battlecruiser Magic.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the only fair Magic left.
I
in the
love
game.
this deck. I had the options of tearing it apart to build other things. However, I'm still keeping it around. I play it with the casual people. This is my casual deck, power level about an 8. Yes, it has infinite combos. Yes, it has mana rocks.
That's where I'm at with my Curry deck.
It runs the Gaia's Cradle. It runs the Mox Diamonds and everything. It runs all the super hardcore CDH staples. However, the ability to win on turn 1 through 5, it's just not there.
Anything you want to say to wrap it up?
I mean, if you ever want to play something fun and just take over the table with all the casuals in your local store, this is something you might want to look into. thank you for joining us, and I hope you guys have a great evening.